Welcome back. Today I want to talk about the difference between bitmap images and vector images. Now generally bitmap images are images like your photographs, images coming off your digital cameras. They could be illustrations. And this illustrates kind of just a single 1-inch by 1-inch circle, and this was created at 72 pixels per inch, and this would be considered fairly low res, and this circle was created without any anti-aliasing turned on. And I just kind of want to show you what happens when we don't have anti-aliasing on. We're going to get this kind of jagged edges around the outside of our circle. And I've pulled another circle here just to kind of help illustrate. Now this is also a 72 pixels per inch circle, but it has anti-aliasing turned on. So we get a little smoother edges on that outside edge of the circle. So rough with no anti-aliasing, fairly smooth with the anti-alias turned on when we draw our shapes. All right. Now the next thing I wanted to kind of explain to you, so if this is a 1-inch by 1-inch circle created at 72 pixels per inch, and the next one I'm going to bring in is a 1-inch by 1-inch circle created at 150 pixels per inch. And I'm bringing this into an image which is 300 pixels per inch. And you'll see that roughly, I'm going to turn on some guides here, roughly the 150 pixels per inch is about twice the size as 72 pixels per inch. Same dimensions, 1-inch by 1-inch, but it has more resolution to it. Okay? So you can figure that a 1-inch by 1-inch circle created at 150 pixels per inch is going to be about twice the size as one built at 1-inch by 1-inch at 72 pixels per inch. And we'll go a step further, and I'll turn one on. This is a circle that was created. It's a 1-inch by 1-inch circle. We can see that. We'll reset our origin. So it's a 1-inch by 1-inch circle, and it was created at 300 pixels per inch. And we can see that it is roughly twice the size as our circle built at 1-inch at 150 pixels per inch. Okay. Now, if we were to scale these images, we're going to start seeing some edge degradation as we scale, and it will be less on the bigger circle and greater on the smaller circle. And certainly, it's going to get really rough on this circle that we didn't have any anti-alias turned on. So let's see if we can demonstrate that. So I am going to scale by using free transform. I'm going to scale this image, and we're going from about 1 inch. I know that this box is 8 inches, so we're going about 1 inch to 8 inches, and you'll see how rough this gets. So if you're working on images that are built at 72 pixels per inch or saved at 72 pixels per inch, you have to be careful. You're not going to be able to scale those images up very much. All right. Now if we scale this 72 pixels per inch, the green one up, it has the anti-aliasing turned on, and we'll see It's not as bad as the other one. It's still rough, but that's just simply because we went from a 72 pixel image and we're scaling it up almost 800%. So it's not a good thing when you scale up images like this. And then we'll see what it is like if we scale the 150 pixel per inch circle up. Starting to get better. It's still rough, but it's getting better. It's certainly better than the smaller circles. Okay. And if we scale the 300 ppi image up, that's not so bad. I mean, we could get away with that. So, and that's scaling that up 800%, or about 700%, something like that. So you can get away with scaling up, but you just remember that you are, Photoshop has to add pixels, has to fill in that dimension somewhere, so it starts adding pixels. So with images, we'll look at images here. So this is an image. It's 4 inches by 6 inches. It's 300 pixels per inch. So can anyone tell me what a 4 by 6 at 150 pixels per inch is going to look like when I bring it in here? That's right. It's going to be about half the size, because we're still working at 4 inches by 6 inches, but we have fewer pixels in that image. And the next question would be, what happens if I bring in a 4 inch by 6 inch at 72 pixels per inch? It's going to be about half as much as again. Okay? And we know if we scale this really small one, if we scale it up about 600%, to make it as large as the other one, and we zoom into it, we're going to see that we lose a lot of detail. Detail in the hair just kind of starts getting pixelated, starts looking a little soft and everything. So the lesson here is, if you're going to bring images and work with images into a file, make sure that they are as high res as you can possibly be. When we're working on images like this, generally we're going to be working at 300 pixels per inch. Now the alternative to Bitmap is vector images. And here I have created an image in Adobe Illustrator. And if we zoom, this is a 1 inch by 1 inch vector, and we know it's a vector. We're basing it on paths, kind of mathematical calculations. That's how vectors are formulated. And if we zoom into this, now the others we were just zooming, say, 300 or 400%. If we zoom in as far as we can on this, 6400%, we see that the vector graphic maintains a nice smooth edge. And that's why generally we're going to use vector graphics on logos. We can use it on illustrations, and vector art is going to allow us to scale this up to any dimension that we want to. Good for billboards, signs, posters, anything like that that you need to scale up, because scaling is not going, either we go up, scale up or scale down. Scaling will not hurt us on a vector graphic. Okay? And I think that's it. Just remember that when you're working with images, you want to try to get those images to the size that you're going to be using them. We don't want to scale them up very much. And when we're working with vector graphics, then it doesn't matter. So, all right, good luck with this, and I will see you down the road in another video tutorial. Thank you.